ladies and gentlemen. In post position number 2, it is going to be the Jumping Eagle 2 with Lysandra Tall. Now, Lysandra Tall had a brother who is a legend in the sport of Indian relay, a man that was 3-time world champion. His name was Herman Tall, and he tragically, his life was cut short. But then in the middle of the track in hot pink, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Lysandra Tall. And away they go. White Eagle. It is going to be Jumping Eagle Express. It's going to be Lysandra Tall taking the early lead. Along the rail is going to be the Wildfire with the champion race rider by the name of Lexi Brewer and Charmaine Weed, one of the famous Indian relay riders in America today. Here is White Eagle. Savage Warrior is the name of that horse, and they are in third. Jumping out into the lead now is Lexi Brewer on Wildfire. In second place is going to be Jumping Eagle 2 with Lysandra Tall. And the trailer at this point, with about 500 yards to go, is going to be the White Eagle. The Wind River Indian Reservation entry representing the Northern Arapaho. Now here they come around the turn and going to be heading down this long stretch to the wire. It is going to be Lexi Brewer with Wildfire. She looks back and sees that she's going to have to stay on to win this event. And here comes the team. White Eagle now is coming down the middle of the track. Along the rail is going to be Jumping Eagle 2 with Lysandra Tall. In the meantime, way out in front, it is Wildfire who wins it all with Lexi Brewer. And no battle developed. It's going to be the way it is with Jumping Eagle in second place with Lysandra Tall. In third, it's going to be White Eagle with Charmaine Weed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of the maiden race. Winner is going to be the Wildfire from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation representing the Ogallala Nation. It is Lexi Brewer. She has been last year's champion of the world. She is one of the best in the business. It is Lexi Brewer with Wildfire now making their way back to the winner's circle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now in the winner's circle is a young woman by the name of Lexi Brewer, riding for Wildfire out of Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. Give her a round of applause. This is Lexi Brewer with Wildfire. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for heat number 2 of the men's championship division of All Indian Relay? In this heat, we have 4 teams who have made their way to the Energy Downs here in Gillette, Wyoming. And it happens to be some of the toughest teams going in North America. We had Frontline Relay. He made it to the championship rounds in the year-end championship in Casper, Wyoming. We also have some of the returning and former world champions that are going to be making their appearance in this heat. Heat number 2. We have River Road, one of the perennial contenders for the title since 2018. We have Charges Strong. They're going to be here right now, making their way towards the starting line in box number 4, post position number 4, is a team that was 2018, the champions of the world. This is one of the best teams in the history of the sport of Indian relay, and calls themselves River Road. They make their home in Crow Agency, Montana, and this afternoon, a young teenager by the name of Kingston Huggs, a great athlete from off the Crow Indian Reservation, who will be doing the riding for this championship caliber team. It is Kingston Huggs. Its setup man is going to be the team captain. It is Cody Brown, who had a big brother who was one of the baddest men in Chicago. And it is going to be Cody Brown. Now, the back holder is going to be a young man who rode professionally in the sport of horse racing, riding at some of the major Midwestern tracks. This is Mr. Zach Bacon out of Crow Agency, Montana. And the catcher is going to be CJ Goes Ahead Purdy. He has been one of the perennial top catchers in the business. Now we go to box number 3. This is Charges Strong. Charges Strong from out of Lodgegrass, Montana, and one of the legendary riders by the name of Darren Charges Strong Jr. is going to be the setup man for Charges Strong. And ridden this afternoon by an apprentice rider, a young man by the name of Jonathan Bearbelow, under the tutelage of the Charges Strong family, who's developed some of the best riders in the world. D.C. Wilson will be the back holder. Darren Charges Strong Sr. is going to be the mugger. Now, they're in post position number 3. In post position number 2 is one of the new teams making their premier showing right here in Energy Downs, but it is made up of veteran rider by the name of Joe Fasthorse. Will be riding for Wildfire really out of the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and Audrey Catches will be the setup man. Harley Brewer is going to be the mugger. Now, in post position number 1, and from out of the Fort Thompson, South Dakota area, here is a young rider by the name of Caliber Pickner. I saw Caliber Pickner's first ride, and he had the promise to be one of the best in the business. He's riding for Frontline Relay. They're going to be in post position number 1. Christian Bishop is going to be the setup man. Shadow Rockwood is going to be the back holder. Mason Redwing is going to be the catcher. They're going to be right there in the starting position right now. Along the rail, it's going to be Frontline in the purple and black in the number 2 position. And away they go. It is Wildfire now neck and neck with Caliber Pickner. Around the turn they go as they are in tandem around the turn. It is going to be Frontline. Along the rail on the outside of him is going to be the Wildfire Relay. In third is going to be River Road. In fourth is going to be Charges Strong. And down the backstretch they go. It is Steel. Frontline Relay now moving up about a length and a half over Wildfire Relay. River Road Relay is in third place with Kingston Huggs. In fourth in the trailer is a young rider by the name of Jonathan Bearbelow. And he is now losing ground with every step. River Road is picking up as they go around the turn, moving very, very fast on the outside towards the middle of the track is River Road, and he runs by the team of Frontline with Caliber Pickner. In third, it's going to be Wildfire with Joe Fast Horse. And the trailer is Jonathan Barbelo with Charges Strong. And here comes River Road. River Road. Now watch the exchanges. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and away they go if it's done perfectly. Now watch the exchange. Here they come. 1, 2, 3, and away he goes. He maintains that position. He looks back and he sees Frontline is in second. He's got the goods on everybody right now. He's about five away from the rail. River Road is out in front now by about 6.5 lengths over Frontline Relay, and a gap of about 15 lengths further back to Wildfire Relay. And Charges Strong is the trailer, but they're not giving up. They got a few more tricks in the bag from the Charges Strong family. Now, down the middle of the track, Kingston Hugs is allowing Frontline Relay to come along the rail, and he is going to be running an extra so many yards as he is way out towards the center of the track. It is going to be River Road now. And in second is Frontline, a gap of about 15 lengths to Wildfire Relay, and about 20 lengths further back is the trailer, and it is Charges Strong. Down the home stretch they come. River Road now making it pretty good for themselves as they've opened up another 5.5 lengths, and he's going to the whip. Now watch them as they come in for that exchange. These young athletes like calf ropers get off on the left side. Jump 1, 2, 3, and away they go. He overshot a little bit, but he's okay. He's going to hold on to that lead. And Frontline is going to be in second. Now River Road is right there towards about 5 away from the rail. Wildfire Relay is now just picking up some speed as he heads towards the top of the turn. And Jonathan goes down a little early, but he's going to be all right. As he gets away, it's Jonathan Barbelo with Charges Strong. Now down the back stretch they go. River Road has got about 3 lengths over Frontline. Frontline has been saving ground and now passes up River Road along the rail. Frontline is going to be right there along the line in about a half a length, but he loses ground again as River Road has now put it into another gear, and he's opened up another length and a half over Frontline. In the meantime, about 20 lengths further back is Wildfire. Now here they come around the turn to the top of the stretch with about 300 yards to go. It is now Frontline opening up by about a length and a half. To about 5 lengths now. River Road is towards the center of the track, is going to be in second. Frontline with Caliber Pickner. What happened there? Caliber Pickner wins it all. River Road is in second. In third, it's going to be Wildfire Relay out of the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. And now making a move towards the finish line. It is going to be Charges Strong with Jonathan Barbelo. Don't count them out. They'll be back tomorrow. This is going to be a champion in the future. Give him a round of applause for Jonathan Barbelo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now making their way back to the winner's circle is a team from out of Fort Thompson, South Dakota. They call themselves Frontline Relay. And a young, up and coming super sport in the sport of Indian relay. Here is Caliber Pickner, who was doing the riding and wins it by about 5.5 lengths over one of the top teams in the nation, River Road. Now here they come, and give them a round of applause, Caliber Pickner in the front line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move to maiden race number 2, this is a heat number 2, one time around the track for young ladies of Native American descent. We have 3 young maidens that are going to make their way onto the track coming down to the starting line. One time around this track, it's about 6 furlongs. Quite a distance because most of the venues in which Native American Indian Relay is held are usually about a half a mile tracks. But this here in Gillette, Wyoming, is a great track that is about 6 furlongs. And going around that turn one time, especially the season opener, it's got to be a lot of challenging efforts that's going to be put on by these young ladies. They've probably been galloping these horses for about 20 to 30 gallops. They're about set. A lot of these horses, again, I'm mentioning, they are thoroughbreds. They come from out of the major tracks. Some of these young horses that make their way onto the track on the truck of the Indian relay teams have won up over $100,000 lifetime earnings. They're thoroughbreds with lineage that goes back to Kentucky Derby winners. They're bought and sold from the racetracks of America and Canada. In post position number 1, it is going to be the Long Feather team. And a young lady that I've known for quite a while. She's an accomplished rider, one of the best in the business. Her name is Tylee Cadott. They make their home in Fort Yates, North Dakota. In post position number 2, and away they go. It is Tylee Cadott with Long Feather now along the rail in the middle of the track is going to be Jumping Eagle and Star School, the Pikunni from out of northern Montana, is going to be the trailer. Going wide on the turn, it is Long Feather's Tylee Cadott drifting out towards the center of the track, leaving the rail open, and Jumping Eagle is now moved up and taken command of the race with about 700 yards left to go. It is Jumping Eagle with Malia. Jumping Eagle going to the whip as they go towards the top of the turn. In the center of the track, Long Feather with Tylee Cadott and Star School's Logan Red Crow is going to be in the trailer position by about 15.5 lengths. Now around the turn towards the top of the stretch, it is going to be Jumping Eagle's Malia Jumping Eagle. She comes down the middle of the track with about 7.5 lengths. It looks comfortable for her as she heads towards the finish line in pink. That is Jumping Eagle 1 with Malia. Jumping Eagle going to win it all in the second heat of the maidens race. In second, it's going to be Kylie Cadot with Long Feather. Moving up, try to cut into that distance is Logan Red Crow with Star School, the Piccunny team from out of Browning, Montana. And that is the way it ends up in the maiden race. Give a round of applause for these young maidens from off the different Indian reservations. Long Feather from out of the Fort Yates Indian Reservation. The people of Sitting Bull. Jumping Eagle with Malia. Jumping Eagle from the Pine Ridge, the Ogallala. Crazy Horse descendants. And from out of the northern Montana area, this is Star School, a legendary team in the sport of Indian relay. It is Logan Red Crow from Blackfoot Crossing from Sitsikamma up there in Canada. A young lady who is a champion in her right, has won some of the major Indian relay races for ladies. She's a champion. That is Logan Red Crow. You know, it's getting a little chilly out there, and I'm a little bit overweight. In fact, I'm obese. But I tell you, I thought body fat alone was going to keep me warm, and I found out otherwise because my cousin Eddie used to say, I'm fat and you think I don't get cold, but I do, he said. And that's how I felt earlier. So I got me another layer of clothing on. And I think it's wise if you got a jacket, bring it out. It's a little chilly. Now, years ago, when the Native Americans first encountered the traders, they brought in what they call firewater. And in the northern parts of this continent, the traders from the Hudson Bay would come and tell the Native Americans, now this firewater will keep you warm. The more you drink, the warmer you get. And what happened instead is a lot of the Native Americans froze to death at 20 to 30 below zero, plumb naked. So never believe what they tell you on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. That's where the term forked tongue came from, the Hudson Bay traders. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you having fun yet? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more heat to go. And here is 3 teams that are going to make their way towards the starting line. In post position number 1 is going to be Star School. They represent the Piccunny Nation of the Blackfeet Federation. The Blackfeet Federation was one of the biggest nations, and there were 3 different branches. You had the Piccunny, which is the southern part of the nation of the Blackfeet Federation. Then you have the Kainai. And then you have the Siksika. These are some of the toughest warriors in the history of Native America's existence in North America. And Star School, who make their home on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation, represents that bloodline of great warriors. These nations stood well over 6 foot back in 200 years ago. They were big, tough Indians. And today we get a chance and an opportunity to watch one of the storied programs in the history of Indian Relay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Star School with Taj Little Plume, who's going to be riding. The holder is going to be Martin Little Plume, Tim Kicking Woman, and the mugger is going to be Josiah Garcia. Josiah Garcia, Native American, with a little bit of south of the border flavor. Now in post position number 2 is a team that represents the Northern Arapaho, the allies of the Lakota in the battle against the United States of America about 150 years ago. And they beat the tar out of the United States of America. This is the Arapaho. It is Lone Dog Relay from out of the Riverton, Wyoming area, and a young rider by the name of Caton Lone Dog. Now, Charlie Lone Dog is one of the holders, and Charles Lone Dog is the other holder, and the mugger is Hunter Lone Dog. Now, in post position number 3, here is another ally of the Lakota. This is the Northern Cheyennes, the Fighting Cheyennes. This is going to be the Bear Chums. They make their home in Lame Deer, Montana, representing the Northern Cheyenne, a young man by the name of Rocco Bixby. He's going to be doing the riding. Now, Richard Bixby is one of the holders. Douglas Bixby is going to be the setup man, and the mugger is going to be Wallace Bear Chum, and that is the Bear Chum. They're right there in blue and gold. In the center of the track, it's going to be Lone Dog Relay, and Star School in their deep teal is along the rail. And there they go. It is going to be Star School. They got a great start. Along the rail, it's going to be Bear Chum. Lone Dog Relay is going to be the trailer. Around the turn and down towards the back stretch, it is Star School in total command right off the start. With a gap of about 7-15 lengths further back, Bear Chum is trying to cut into that lead. And way back, the trailer is going to be Lone Dog Relay, the Northern Arapaho team. The Piconey is along the rail, riding smart, saving ground. But cutting into that lead is going to be the team of Bear Chum. The Northern Cheyenne team has cut into that lead to make it about 5.5 lengths further back, but he's drifting out towards the center of the track and giving ground as they go around the turn. It is going to be Star School out in front by about 4.5 lengths. Bear Chum is in second, and Lone Dog Relay of the Northern Arapaho is back about 15.5 lengths, and he's got a lot of ground to make up. He's got to have a fast horse for his second in order to be competitive for the win. And here they come right now in front of the grandstand. It's going to be Star School with Taj Little Plume. He gets off 1, 2, 3, and away he goes. Bear Chum has got to get it. Oh, man, I tell you, the setup man was just off just a bit, and they lost about 15 lengths to Star School. Bear Chum is in second. In third, it's going to be the Lone Dog, really. The Riverton, Wyoming hometown is where they're from, representing the Northern Arapaho Nation. And Star School has now gone down the back straightaway. He's looking back. He sees he's got about 15 lengths over Barrington, the Northern Cheyenne team. He's now cruising along, not full speed. He's got to save ground. He's got 2 more days of Indian Relay left, and he wants to save that horse just a tad. As moving up, now cutting into that 15 lengths, now to about 10. It is going to be the Bear Chum team. They are going to battle it out now at the remainder of the 500 yards left towards the last and final exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Star School, the Piccone. Here he comes at the top of the stretch with about 300 yards left to go. He is going to be in a comfortable position coming into the last and final exchange. It is Todd's Little Plume, the Little Plume family from out of the Browning area. Here he comes, Star School. Now watch him get off. It's going to be, he gets off a little early. He comes up from the back like the Lone Ranger. That is Todd's Little Plume. And Bear Chum with Bigsby. He climbs on. He bumps into his own horse, and he's still about 20 lengths back of the Star School, the Piccone. The Lone Dog team is the trailer as he goes down with a whole lap left to go. In the meantime, down the back stretch, it is going to be Star School now. He's got about 20 lengths, and Bear Chum is trying to cut into that lead again. But again, you got to remember there's 2 more days of racing left, and it is going to be an easy win if he can just stay on the back of that horse until he gets to the finish line. It's going to be Todd's Little Plume. And around the turn he comes. He's got that horse in remote control, about 3/4 speed. He looks back. He sees about 20 lengths. He knows he's got this in hand, and he's going to ease on up to the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause and let that young man from the Browning area, the Piccone warrior, Todd's Little Plume, know he's got it all. Give him a round of applause. Let him know you appreciate it. And down the stretch they come. It is Bear Chum, but Lone Dog is now cutting into that lead, and it's going to be a good one. Right now, as we go to the finish line, Lone Dog made up 30 lengths to come in second, and Bear Chum is the trailer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what. This early in the season for the Indian Relay Racing, the young men, they had to get in shape. Even the announcer needs to get in shape. I was running out of oxygen. That was a great race. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you on behalf of the 307.